Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another political episode. So, like I said, we're going to be starting down ballot races very soon. We're starting them tomorrow though, because we have to have a much-needed conversation that cannot be put off. We got to talk about it because it's escalating. And it's due to one lady, and that is Joni Ernst. Ernst, or more like Urgence, Joni Ernst in this way, is obviously out of touch with the reality of the GOP. Now, I didn't necessarily grab all the cases of the context. I kind of touched base with, I didn't really touch base. I commented in a certain analyst's YouTube video, Real American Politics, and his backlash to Joni Ernst. I didn't really understand the big deal at first, because it seemed as if Joni Ernst was just saying, hey, maybe suggesting maybe Pete Hegseth isn't the right guy. Okay? And I'm like, okay, this is not really necessarily a big thing to get angry with. This is just a reason why we have advisors in the White House. And as a party, we should have the right to kind of suggest, hey, look, maybe someone else is kind of better in our interests. And I just thought maybe Joni Ernst was being a suggestion. Well, I was wrong. And honestly, Real American has every right to be upset. And I give him credit at this. So Red Eagle Politics even helped really explain it in his video today. Joni Ernst is launching a jihad, and she started out as being suggestive and being recommending, but then right away, almost immediately, she goes into this juggernaut tyrant mode, calling up every woman senator, telling them to vote against Pete Hegseth. And I'm like, woman, you must want us to fail. Did Joni Ernst even endorse Trump? Let's see. United States 2024 Donald Trump endorsements. I want to know what specific senators endorsed him. And now they're out of the sudden, they're now backstabbing him. Let's find out. Let's see. Joni Ernst. Whoops. Wrong page. We need states. We need congressional legislatures. All right. We got a lot of them. Joni. Oh, look. Right here. Joni Ernst. Right here. She's on the page. Shelley Moore Capital. You got her on there. You got John Thune. You got Lindsey Graham, you got Mitch McConnell, you got all these Republicans, John Cornyn, and then out of the sudden, out of the blue, they don't want to vote to support Tom Tillis, same deal. Out of the blue, they do not want to support, of course, Donald Trump and his nominees. It's just stupid. Absolutely stupid. I know I'm shouting, but look at this. You'll understand why. I came up with this current members of Congress, and this is as of after January 3rd. You'll see this includes the memberships of Tim Sheehy, Bernie Moreno, and Jim Justice. But you'll see at least there are 12 toss-ups, and this is in ranks of who will likely vote for the Pete Hegseth nomination. You'll see Republicans are down to 41. They are 10 points underwater of what they need to guarantee. And they have the Senate. This should be easy. But this is how controversial the Pete Hegseth nomination is. And it's not because he's unqualified and the fact of he never really wasn't an experience. I am skeptical that, you know what, maybe Pete Hegseth isn't in my personal belief, he wasn't really the right guy, but I'm not going to vote against him, especially if Donald Trump wants him. If Donald Trump wants Pete Hegseth, then I'm going with Pete Hegseth. I personally don't think Hegseth's the right guy. I don't care about his stupid crud and his allegations. They're going to come up with the garbage regardless who Trump picks. I'm skeptical with his lack of experience. He's a TV anchor. What do you know about defense? And sure, you were a soldier. Okay, maybe you held some ranks. But is that enough to lead the Pentagon? Okay, that's my skepticism. But I know that Donald Trump, he is a very, very quick and smart man. He probably knows more than I do. I put my ego aside and I say, you know what, Mr. President, if you want Pete Hegseth, I will vote for him. That's what I would do if I was senator. But I'm not. Instead, we got these 12 buffoons, 12 fake Republicans that I have declared that are unready. They're obviously not ready. And I'm going to tell you, these are the 12 untrustworthies of Republicans. The 12 untrustworthies come from, most of them, red states. The only untrustworthy senator that comes from a blue state is, of course, Susan Collins. But you know what? I'm cool with Susan Collins. We have to understand, Susan Collins has to be a left-wing RINO because that's her job, right? She comes from a left-wing progressive state that Republicans are trying their best not to turn into a Vermont, right? Someday Maine could turn into a Vermont. And Susan Collins knows it's just going to get woker and woker. And she goes, if I go full MAGA, I'm out of office. She's up for re-election. So we know for a fact she has to be critical to Trump. So, you know what? I understand. I have understanding of why she's being the way she is. But what I don't understand is Lisa Murkowski, who has definitely painted herself as a part of the 12 untrustworthies. She is definitely going to be a vote to the opposition. Okay, so we might as well go ahead and give Democrats, who had 47 seats, to 48 seats. Interesting. All right, you got John Curtis. I doubt John Curtis will cooperate. So that gives another one there. Wyoming, we have John Barrasso. Also, as a part of a neocon, he's a part of that Bush type, but I do have a feeling he will go for Trump. So let's, in scenario, he'll probably vote in favor for him. John Thune has been weird, okay? He's supposedly going to try and make an effort to be more pro-Trump. But do we really believe him? Do we really believe John Thune is actually going to walk back his past statements in regards to Trump and the BLM and these woke statements? And we're supposed to believe that everything's fine. Really? So I don't know. I think I'll have him vote for the yes. And that's for the Republicans. Specifically because my edgewise, he's the Senate Majority Leader, and he wants to keep that position. If he doesn't want to get on Trump's bad side, if he knows he's from a red state, he's from a state that's very pro-Trump, very MAGA, and all Trump has to do is send a pro-Trump Republican in there to oust him, and he's done. So being logical, he's probably going to vote yes. Although, if he had a choice, he'd probably vote no for sure. But you take a look at Joni Ernst. Joni Ernst is going to vote no. Look at that. We are already 50. 50. They are going to win this, guys. I I personally don't think Pete Hegseth has the votes, and it's just stupid. And that's why we need to primary these clowns out. Seriously. And Joni Ernst, she's up for re-election. Let's primary her. Let's get her out. Let's get her out. She has no reason to be here. James Langford, the neocon, he's probably going to go and vote against Pete Hegseth. John Cornyn, has some sort of leadership in the Senate. He wants to keep that position, so he said, "Oh, we're not going to intervene. We're not going to intervene." Okay, I would think Lindsey Graham would vote for him, although he is super pro Mitch McConnell. We'll see how that goes. Maybe he'll go ahead and vote. Well, we're going to put Lindsey Graham as a toss-up. Tom Tillis says he's not going to get involved. We'll take his word for it, I guess. Mitch McConnell. Ooh, this guy, like, look at Mitch, you didn't have to endorse Trump if you didn't want to. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Sean Thune, good job. Good for you. You're you're endorsing Trump. That means you're endorsing the MAGA agenda. That means you're endorsing and supporting MAGA cabinets. They all think that they can manipulate Trump like they did in his first term and in his first administration. Not gonna happen, buckos, because if you dare try, you guys are getting ousted. We have a list. We have a list of you clowns. And we'll say, okay, which ones do we need to primary? Which ones we can keep? Because if Trump has vowed to drain the swamp. And by draining the swamp, this is what you have three options. Three options, guys. To all you rhinos. You can either, A, become MAGA, vote for Trump's cabinet picks, and accept the GOP and its current platform. Option B, you can kick rocks and leave. And then the option C, we'll just primary you out. If you won't go, and if you'll still have this Bush-like attitude, we're just going to primary you out. That's what we will do. We'll primary you out. Your choice. Mitch McConnell, he's the goon of the establishment. Shelley Moore Capital, she votes with her party 96% of the time, but she's still a neocon. Oh, I haven't heard anything from her, so we'll wait. Yeah, Susan Collins for sure. So, doesn't matter which way, well, let's just say, this guy's a faithful McConnell supporter. But yeah, 54 to 46 saying yes, 54 saying no. This is ridiculous, guys. A best performance for Pete Hegseth. Perhaps maybe he convinces Mitch McConnell. Well, I doubt that would happen. Lindsey Graham goes in. James Langford. Supposedly, Joni Ernst is going to meet Pete Hegseth. I don't know how that's going to go, but Ernst is already saying, I'm not voting. So, this is honestly, and Curtis, so it's a 50-50. But still, you got Lisa Murkowski, of course, you got Joni, you got Susan Collins, and you got Joni Ernst. Do you think Curtis? I think Curtis would definitely go and vote. Are you kidding? Curtis? Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. And I think Republicans, the Trump administration, they're already doing the math. Not trying to deliver bad news, not trying to hack into the administration. I just want to go in with an open mind. Hey, guys, this is the big possibility. Pete Hegseth is going to go being thrown out. And I predict that. Because you think our Senate is just so establishment. So establishment. If it weren't, then Pete Hegseth, I think he would go in just fine. He would make it just fine. But no, it does not work like that. So that's why this brings us to our Senate. Okay? These are of course, MAGA versus establishment, or just neocons, whatever. We have opportunities, more than ever, to drain the swamp in the Senate race. Look at all these Senate seats. Which ones can we drain? We want to keep Susan Collins. As much as I can't stand her, we need her. She's the only senator that can keep Maine red. That's a Senate seat. This isn't a governor's seat. It's a Senate seat. That costs us the leadership, so we need her in there. Even though she's basically the vote for the opposition. But then again, she's 50-50. At least she'll vote for some of our legislation. Shelley Moore Capito is running for re-election. I say throw her out. She votes 96% of her party. I don't like her record on abortion, though. She's a pro-abortion freak, and honestly, let's see. I want to know how Shelley Moore Capito, we might spare her, but if I were voting in an election, I would vote against her. Tom Tillis, he's getting out, because we don't have a chance winning with him. If we are going against Roy Cooper, there is no way Tillis can win. No way! No way! So get him out. Lindsey Graham, you're nothing but no peace, just nukes and bombs. We have an opportunity to throw him out. Mitch McConnell, hopefully you're retiring, but if you don't, you're getting primaried out. Let's see here. Ohio's good. Michigan. Illinois. These are blue seats. Okay. Ernst, since you're being a pain, we might as well just primary you out. So we already got 5 senators we can try to primary out. And then we're 5 eliminated, 7 more to go. And then there you go. We got the swamp drain. It starts with the primaries, right? So I think John Thune's up for re-election, but I do not think we should primary Thune. Let's see if he's up for re-election, though. If he's up for re-election, I oppose primarying him, unless he's being a pain. Okay? He's saying he's going to do what Trump wants. Well, we will see about that. Okay, he's not up for re-election, which is good. But I'd be tempted to throw you out. I'm just saying. I'm tempted to say no more John Thune. Let's see. Is James Lankford up for re-election? We know Cornyn is, and we will probably throw Cornyn out too. This anti-gun Texan law. Have you ever heard of something like that? We need Greg Abbott in there. He has a wheelchair, but Tammy Duckworth has a prosthetic leg, and she's in a wheelchair too. So, people bring that up, and I'm like, no, that doesn't really matter, because I'm guessing the Senate is very serving to people with wheelchairs and disabilities. Yeah, Langford's not up for re-election. I guess it's McMullen, Mark Wayne McMullen. He's been MAGA lately. I don't know. John Barrasso, he just got re-elected. So we got 6 goons to get out. Are we going to sit here and basically say, oh, you guys can live, you guys can stay? I'm like, okay, guys. hang on. Lisa Murkowski got reelected in 2022. Okay, I thought, what about Alaska? But no. I think it's Dan Sullivan. Dan Sullivan's up for re-election 2026. But yes, take advantage of this. First thing, 2026, we're talking about primaries again. We are focusing on the primaries because we are at war, not with the Democrats, we're war with the RINOs. This is how we do it. We drain the swamp. And even if we don't have the best midterm year in 2026, and usually history tells us that the current serving party, the opposition party, usually takes the wins. And the current serving the party in power takes the L's. That's in the midterms. And history has told us 2022 broke that precedent, but that, I mean, to a point, Republicans did gain the House. So you can't say that wasn't a Democrat. It's hard to, it's controversial. It's really tossed up. 2022, it's hard to say. Yes, to a point, it was a Democrat win. When it comes to morale, it proved that Democrats, even under unpopularity, can overcome this challenge when it comes to the unpopularity of Joe Biden and still win and overperform. But not to mention, the Republicans did win the popular vote in some races, like in the Senate. I think it was the House of Representatives. Senate was up, unclear. But they did gain the House of Representatives. They did win a lot of seats. But the question really is, this time around, I mean, Republicans are going to have Republicans will have the Senate for 4 years. There's no way Democrats will win the Senate in 2026. It's over. But in essence, we can... And even in terms, we'll probably lose the House, seeing how bad we didn't really gain any seats in the House in 2024, like Tommy Tuberville clearly pointed out. But what we're basically saying and what we're seeing here is, when it comes to specifically how do I say it? Yeah, when it comes to the swamp, which has also been an enemy within our own party, we take them out. So at least having the majority of the Senate, but having a fresh new Senate. Sure, we may lose North Carolina in worst case scenario. Susan Collins somehow loses. We have a very small leadership, but the swamp is gone. I mean, these 6 idiots are gone. Just saying. Let's just say Tom Tillis loses re-election. He goes out regardless. He wins his primary. How stupid would that be? But he goes regardless. And we get the rest out by, like, Kentucky... McConnell, I'm hoping, will retire. Let's see. Lindsey Graham's been there since 2002. Lindsey Graham needs to leave. I'm sorry, Lindsey. You never had a good performance in the Senate. So let's go ahead. Yeah, he never had a good performance in the Senate. He's been in there since 2003. Yeah, you need to go! And even that, people are like, okay, we don't really know if this sergeant is okay. And he's not even a sergeant, but still. Throw him out. Like, let's just say he retires. Best case scenario. John Cornyn, he's been in there a while. 2002, he retires. Please retire, John Cornyn. Please, we don't need to do it. Shelley Moore Capital, we might primary her. I don't know. I don't like her at all. Not Shelley Duvall. No, Shelley more capital. There we go. Yes. So that's the thing. She's assuming office 2025. That means, are you seriously telling us? You're seriously telling us that you're going to stretch out for another 4 years? No. Please don't, Shelley. You've been in there for how long? How long? 2000! Yeah, Shelley, you need to go. Let's just say she retires. And really, we primary Joni Ernst. And not to mention all these anti-Trump Republicans. They've been in there forever. Forever. She hasn't been in there for long. Look at this. She's losing Trump-held counties like Scott. I get Scott County voted for Biden in 2020. This county right here. There's a reason why these communities are voting against her. 51.74%. Do you think she even has a chance? Okay, they're already thinking about challenging her, and that's amazing. Yes, throw her out. Yes. She plans to run for a third term. Some have speculated that Ernst could face a primary challenge from the right, following her refusal to commit to supporting Pete Hegseth for Secretary of Defense. Iowa Attorney General Brenna Bird is viewed as a potential challenger from the right. And Brenna Bird, let's see her electoral history. She's been in there. She's weak. Hang on. No, not true. That's not true. Because Tom Miller, he's a juggernaut. Look at him. The Republicans couldn't even oust Miller because he's dominated Iowa. He's what kept Iowa a blue state, even in the midst of Iowa going red for Trump. Democrats proved, when it came to Tom Miller was the reason why Democrats could still win there. 2022 was a challenge, and guess what? Brenna Bird was successful of ousting Tom Miller, which everyone thought would be impossible. You'll even see Miller actually won three out of one district. That meaning Bird only won the 4th district. The remaining 3rd, 2nd, and 1st districts right here went to Tom Miller. Interesting. I like how that goes. But you get what I'm saying. She's a good candidate. She's not bad. She took out a juggernaut. I think she ought to challenge Ernst. And then there you go. We just primary, yeah. If John Cornyn and all these old rhinos, they see the writing on the wall, learn how to read the writing on the wall, then we won't primary you. Just leave. Well, if you don't leave, we'll primary you. And it's going to cost money. It's going to cost dollars. But Ernst is the most realistic candidate to drain the swamp. Donald Trump has vowed to drain the swamp. Now, how butthurt would Ernst be? Because she endorsed Donald Trump, but hey, you wouldn't commit. You wouldn't say, hey, we want Trump to succeed. We are going to vote for Pete Hegseth. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. And that's why you're going out. So anyway, what do you guys think in regards to our video? Very exciting in the next couple, in the next year as we are in the honeymoon period. We are not looking into the future. We're only looking in the present. We are basically embracing our wins of this year, and eventually we'll have to move on. And we got to keep winning. So what do you guys think in regards to our video? Let me know down below. And as always, I will see you all in the next political episode.